In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
I very rarely get excited.
Oh, you're gonna be with us.
I always miss. It's always the week before, the week after. I'm like,
I may not be your
Why am I
closest friend,
slightly
but I know you well enough to know that
disturbed
you're
about
gonna like this one.
Here we go. Be scared. If he's excited, be scared.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be good. That
We had fun last week.
was a good one.
It was fun.
Last week was fun. Yeah.
Let her rip, kid.
Go for it. Oh, fuck boys. We got a whole lot of men sitting in a circle with sticks in our hands. That can only mean we're about to do one thing. Jimmy boy, what is it?
We're gonna debate, or they're gonna master debate, or I'm gonna jerk you off. I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen here.
Well, this got aggressive, and I'm here for it.
Jazz, want to switch seats?
Not anymore.
You ought to know by now, Jim does nothing calmly.
I don't. Yeah, no, it's just with anger and eye contact.
Look, pal,
We got the eye contact already.
prison rape's about power, not about sex.
Fuck, I miss hanging out with you, buddy. We need to hang out more. God damn.
Well,
it.
you're always invited. I see Scott.
What's fucked is I live like 20 minutes from you. It's not like I couldn't just like show the fuck up.
You're invited all the time.
I know, and I know
We don't
you
do anything. We're like, well, I hope Jazz doesn't show up.
I actually,
Well,
I love,
there's probably at least one thing that you don't want Jazz to show up when
well,
you're
if
doing.
Scott's never mind.
wow.
I'm
Let's leave that one alone.
Moving on
Anyways,
to the
it is
topic.
Thursday. It is time for the master debate where we invent a problem and then give you the solution. Sometimes.
Sometimes we confuse ourselves even more.
We give you some shitty options. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll go with that. And this master debate is brought to you by, well, he hasn't heard the debate yet, so I'm assuming it's still brought to you by warfightertobacco.com, where you can go and use the code FTFO to get 15% off your order. And if you go visit our lovely friends at owellness.us, for all your CBD needs, including if you've over master debated, got some cooling gel you can use.
For that chafing.
Use the code FreedomFriends25 and get a quarter off your order over there. Justin, what do we have this week, my friend?
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
So I want to know if you could go back in time and slap across the face any previous U.S. president, who would it be?
Oh. I got it.
Jim's
I
got
got
his
it. I got
thinking
it.
cap
I got
on.
it. I got it.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go to yesterday and slap the shit out of him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that? What do you got?
Because he's the one I want to slap.
Oh, okay.
From yesterday.
Just cause.
Yeah. I mean, because, well, I can't go present or future, so I have to go in the past, which
It's yesterday.
is convenient that it'd be yesterday.
Okay. All right. Jimmy, you look like you have thoughts.
There's just so many Democrats that I want to punch that shit out of.
You don't get to punch them. It's just one slap.
Well,
it's like a
okay.
what the fuck slap.
Probably President Obama,
What's your reasoning?
because none of the current problems right now, especially with race, would have happened had he not been elected. Or at
I'll
least
agree with
not-
you there. He absolutely
inflamed.
stoked the
Yeah.
fire that
I mean, I don't think half the country would have been burned down had he not been pushing. He could have pushed all his other liberal things without the whole race angle being involved, and we would have been like, whatever. So that's probably where I would have gone.
Yeah, for somebody that ran on change and hope, the change that he created was kind of rolling the clock back about 40 years.
Yeah,
He
it
didn't
wasn't-
actually
it
like
wasn't a lot of
help
hope.
anything. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he held up his end of the bargain. He just didn't tell us what the
Yeah,
change was
it
going to
was
be.
change and hope. It was just like, fuck, I hope this doesn't change anymore. Like, this is kind of awful.
I mean, if people had read like his biography and read the people he hung out with, they knew what they would have got, what they were getting, and they just elected him anyway. So that's all I'll say.
But that's a lot like buying food because of cool packaging and not reading the ingredients.
Exactly. And now they're going to try to do the same thing with the Secretary of Transportation, just because he's got a certain demographic that they like.
Dave, do you have an opinion? Who would you slap?
LBJ.
Not a bad pull. Not
Nah.
bad. Not bad. You have a reason?
GCA in 1968. Gun Control Act in 1968.
Was that worse than the what they did in the 20s or
Then 34.
Yeah, 34, whatever. Yeah.
68 is when they banned the sale or the manufacture of fully automatic firearms for sale to the public.
So you're going on like just because you personally can't buy something now, not necessarily
no, I
that,
can-
like the complete
I can-
mishandling of Vietnam.
No,
or
I can-
anything like that.
well,
like, where it's just I
let's-
can't buy
there's-
automatic
there's-
firearms.
Well, there's portions of that. Honestly, the most of the mishandling came prior to LBJ. But
Johnson
I mean, I can
exactly
still-
nail that whole wartime thing.
I can still buy a class 3 item. It's just cost prohibitive at the moment.
Right.
So
Well, do you think that was worse than 68 or not 68, but 86?
86, yeah. 86 definitely hurt more than.
Yeah,
yeah.
because they were still affordable then. Well, yeah, 68. I mean, 34 fucked it up.
Yeah.
That's where that's where you
34 is where it started.
Yeah.
for sure. 86 definitely made it.
What happened in 68? I
Yeah.
should know this, but inform me.
It was there and now it's not.
I think you're confused with
Blanking.
86.
86 was that's why you don't have automatic weapons that are produced
Yeah.
past 1986.
Right.
And that was Reagan.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was absolutely
Yeah.
probably one of the most famous Republicans on the planet.
Yeah.
34 put in the $200 tax,
Right.
which made it completely. I mean, back then $200 was
Well, and
insane
that's
amount of
Prohibitively
money.
expensive.
Yeah.
And that was 34, but then in
Yes.
1986,
And that actually had to do with the rampant use of automatic weapons in bank robberies. is
Well, yeah,
why that came
with
along.
all the original gangsters.
the
and the
original gangsters and
Yeah.
hopping out of doors and
And
unloading
the-
Tommy guns into
But you
the
can buy
general
a sweet
public.
street
Yeah.
sweeper at a friggin' Sears catalog. I mean,
But,
yeah,
Yeah, to have it delivered. Like,
fucking
Yeah.
great.
but I don't remember 68.
86.
86 is when
It was
they-
the manufacturing restrictions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes, that's right.
That was Reagan.
I got him flipped.
So do you still want to slap Reagan?
So you want to go
That's
slap
the-
Reagan?
that's
God, I
the
wish I
tough
could.
one.
Honestly, I wish I could slap them both.
Because LBJ is like 6'7".
Well, I get a stool.
Like, he's a big
And
motherfucker.
the thing with LBJ too.
I mean, there's a lot of other reasons to slap LBJ. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like,
There's a laundry list of fucking stupidity with that guy. I
Yeah.
mean, besides Vietnam,
Yeah.
but hey, Jesus. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up here
Yeah.
for the rest of this conversation.
oh no, I got one that's gonna
Yeah.
set you off. You ready?
What are you gonna have?
So if I'm gonna go back in time and slap any president, it's Lincoln.
I understand exactly why you're saying that, though.
What do you think my reasoning is for slapping Lincoln?
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm curious because he might
Well-
be accurate.
Well, because you had.
Nope, you don't know why I want to slap him.
Go ahead.
There has never been a president that has abused
Exactly
the
what I was gonna say.
Constitution
Exactly.
at the level of Abraham Lincoln.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I
Never.
was going to say.
We have never seen anybody with more rights restrictions, with more abuse of power than Lincoln. Never. He would literally was shutting down newspapers
Yep.
for writing anything that was anti-governmental, was having independent writers locked away with no trial,
Yeah, they
no
suspended
nothing.
the right of habeas corpus.
Yeah,
right, as soon
just
as the
suspended
working
it all.
conf-
Freedom
Yep.
of speech was gone.
Yep.
Right to assembly was gone. Like he just deleted out the rights. At the same time that a civil war was going on, which was argument about sovereignty, he literally furthered the argument against sovereignty
Yeah.
by restricting all of your independent rights as a human. So the principles that the United States was stood on, whether you were South, North, whatever, even prior to that, prior to Civil War, all those rights that we built in to our country, he just said, no, fuck you. You get
And
you
that's
get
why
none of them."
a lot of historians, especially the non-woke historians, consider it the second founding because of what happened.
It's a
Yeah.
reboot.
Yeah, it's a reboot,
I
yeah.
mean, like literally, if we really want to look at where our country started to change, and we like to quote, 1774 forward, and yes, I said 74. Go look at when we actually started writing things. When we actually decided to
We didn't have
say
computers
fuck
back then,
off,
so
it
it
was
took a while.
74. Ratified in 76.
Yeah.
But didn't start in 76. It all got changed over with Lincoln. Lincoln changed, but he rebooted the country.
So did he get assassinated because of freeing the slaves or because of all the other bullshit?
So if you actually go look at, and yes, he had a manifesto, go find it. A lot of it was not a we need to have slavery. It was a pro freedom act because of an overstepping of power and what is supposed to be an elected official.
Yeah, they consider him a tyrant. I mean, they weren't like, oh, I mean, he didn't jump off the thing. And
Yeah, so he says sic semper tyrannis because it's thus always the tyrant.
Yeah.
It was because of the way he acted. And if you go look at the rest of his behavior, especially within his personal life that was impacting it, there's a strong argument that Lincoln had gone insane. That he was no longer acting with any sort of logical mind.
Huh.
If you go look at like his wife had gone completely insane and fallen into deep depression after the death of his son, and he was dealing with that. And I mean, we like to hold him up as this shining beacon of
because people can't separate what happened, facts like, hey, the son of Todd Lincoln dies or whatever from consumption or whatever the fuck he dies from, and freeing the slaves, because that issue clouds all other issues.
Right.
So suspending habeas corpus.
And don't get me
restricting
wrong,
the rights of the states.
I
and
have
everything is
no issue with the Emancipation Proclamation. I have no issue with
But
that whatsoever.
It was strategic and a tactical thing to say, hey, now you're going to have problems in your rear areas. We're going to say the slaves are freed. Go fucking. It's like throwing a flashbang into a room. Go deal with it. Well, we're trying to friggin' execute a war. Now you're gonna have to worry about shit in your rear areas. Your economy is gonna come to a screeching halt because the slaves, some that could felt like they were still part of the federal government, and be like, hey, that's our jurisdiction. We're free. We can go do whatever.
And you got to keep in mind, at the same time this was all going on, he ratified the ability for immigrants that were coming in to essentially be taken off the boat and immediately drafted and enlisted into the U.S. military and shipped off to war.
That's why you've got Irish regiments, like tons and tons of Irish regiments, coming off the boats because they were all.
Which is essentially the equivalent to indentured servitude at that point. It was like, you want to be a citizen? Cool, go to war. Mm-hmm. Other than that, there's no option here. It doesn't matter if you came in as skilled labor. It doesn't matter if you came in with money.
That's why I've got
None
all
of that
these
mattered.
towns here, whether they're Irish or German or whatever, in the West, heading this way, Southwest or the West, is because these people all needed to go do something after the Civil War was over, and they all came. These are the same guys that built the railroad. They're all Irish. They're all Germans. They're all Norwegians. Guys coming off those boats.
Chinese.
Well, the Chinese came California.
Yeah, they came from the other way.
But same thing. You had to do. You didn't want a whole bunch of friggin' drunken micks sitting in New York City. You wanted them going west.
Yeah, especially post-war time.
Because if you were a friggin' Protestant, you didn't want to deal with these assholes. So send them west.
So there was a mass relocation, and all that was done. That was all Lincoln. Like all of that stems from Lincoln. So if I was going to slap a motherfucker,
states' rights, baby,
it'd be Lincoln.
But he's also like 6'6".
I don't give a fuck.
Get you a stool tool?
Yeah. You give a shit. The last guy got him while he was sitting down. I could do the same thing.
Yeah. You might get away with it. His Secret Service is a lot less.
It fucking sucked.
Yeah. They weren't good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shit. LBJ's guys obviously couldn't figure the shit out. They were the same guys that were protecting friggin' Kennedy. Yeah. So, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole at all.
Actually, I had a little bit of pre-discussion of this with Justin, and he actually brought up Kennedy, and he was like, I'd slap him right before the bullet hit, just to be like, saved your life.
I mean,
it'd be hard to get in the car.
The problem is that
timing would be rough.
It's that second round. That would have been the. For those of you that actually understand all the conspiracy theories, you'll get that joke.
Where did he learn to shoot? In the Marine Corps. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I've watched shit. I've watched JFK a million. I love that movie. It's so fucking crazy, but I love that movie. Read the books. The Men Who Killed Kennedy on Art at A&E when they still did like serious stuff. There's no telling. Because that was a good series because it gave was it LBJ that killed him? Was it the mafia? Was it the Russians? Was it this? Was it really just friggin' Lee Harvey Oswald by himself with the fucking wild hair up his ass? So.
Yeah. Or was he? My favorite one is that he was actually an FBI field agent that was actually sent to do it. And that's my favorite one. Is that it was all
with the way the FBI is going these days? Fucking, there's no telling.
So, but yeah, mine would be Lincoln.
Well, there you go, folks. You got Lincoln, you got Obama, you got Reagan. Who would have thought that would have come out of this group?
Right.
And then, of course, Brandon.
Yeah, you got to get your facts straight.
Yeah.
That's what I would say it right before. It'd be like Aloha snack bar, but I would say, let's go, Brandon. Bam.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, of all
this is completely hypothetical too, by the way. I would never do that yesterday, today, or tomorrow. Ever would I do that.
So, well, here's the thing. So all three of us, I'm talking about a living president. You're obviously dead, so not national security violations. I'm probably a little bit in trouble. You're going to federal, pound me in the ass.
Yeah,
prison.
no, but this is completely hypothetical.
Yeah, you're not actually going to go assault the president.
I would never slap a sitting
We're
president.
done. We just committed a national security
Yeah, I
violation.
wouldn't do that.
The Secret Service is going to come bust it through our door.
Well, I mean, they can have a cigar. It's on me. I would never do it.
Yeah. You also don't want to fall into the whole.
But if I had
You don't want to fall into the
gun to
Lincoln
my head, I
problem.
was forced to go back in time. It'd be yesterday.
Yeah. You also
Somebody
don't,
threw a shoe at Bush. Nothing happened to that guy.
Oh, I bet he got killed.
he was a foreigner though.
That was in Iraq. That dude's
Yeah,
dead.
that guy's probably dead.
Yeah,
but
that
that's
guy.
different, though.
That guy, Justin, Google what happened to the guy that threw a shoe at Bush. I'm curious. He has to be dead.
I mean, people have been flipping off Biden. Nothing even happened.
Yeah.
Well, no.
You know.
we don't build them like they used to, man. Like
But I think flipping a president off.
Teddy
Roosevelt took a
Teddy got
bullet.
shot at a speech, got shot, went to his next speech, gave the speech,
Which was like 2 hours long. Like, who speaks for 2 hours?
and then went and got medical help.
I'd be like, dude, you just got shot. Can we cut this down to like 5 minutes?
He's like,
fucking
nope.
We're gonna fucking rant.
Not gonna
wrangle.
happen.
I've been so pissed. Like, I shot this guy. He's still going and he's still talking. That's probably why he got shot. Who wants to listen to 2 hours? Fuck.
All right, I found it.
with PowerPoint.
On December
now
14th,
it would be-
2008, Al-Zaidi threw a shoe at the U.S. President George W. Bush. On
was really
20th
eaten by
of
lions.
February 2009, so 3 months later, he received a 90-minute trial by the Central Criminal Court of Iraq. And then on the 12th of March 2009, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for assaulting a foreign head of state during an official visit,
And he's still alive?
as far as we can tell.
Iraqi prison must be wonderful.
That's why my question. I doubt he made it through the 3 years, but maybe.
Well, at that point, though, they're probably like, good job, buddy.
Probably.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was on TV last year.
Oh, shit.
Some Iraqi TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned. I thought for sure.
He's got like one arm.
Do you think that's like their Kobe?
No, you know what I think? I think DevGru and Delta, you let this guy live. And this is bullshit. He threw a shoe at President Bush.
So
I would say,
threw a
though,
shoe.
that the guys that had to
I
go.
know, but like we've done.
You ever
things
watched Parliament?
for smaller?
Parliament gets fucking wild.
The guys that have to go generally go. This guy, I mean, he threw a shoe.
Yeah, he fucking threw a shoe.
I mean,
Which,
to
by
be-
the way, is actually part of Muslim culture, showing the bottom of your feet.
Yeah,
to
no, I know,
somebody
get
is
it. I get it. He
extremely
did it on national
disrespectful.
TV. He should have been killed.
Well, I mean,
That should have been a DevGru mission.
to be fair, Bush is also the same guy that was like,
Yeah,
"Here's
that's
what
also-
we're gonna do.
That's mission accomplished.
Now watch this drive," and then like turned around and like played his golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He good on Bush though for the reflexes.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he
dodged
dodged
that
it and then just like
some
went back to what he was
He
doing.
dodged two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's good for him.
You gotta be
He's a pilot.
quicker than that.
Who was the guy giving a speech and someone popped a balloon? And
That
he
was
just-
Reagan.
That was Reagan. Well, that was after Reagan
was
got shot.
yeah.
about a month or two.
Yeah, it
after
was like
he
it
got
was
shot.
like
Yeah.
30 days
He
later.
didn't even stop. He's just like, miss me.
Yeah, popped. Yeah, and then he missed me, and then just kept going.
But Reagan was like a fucking hard ass. Though,
He was.
You
Yeah.
know, so.
And he got shot by like a total fluke. That bullet just happened to pass between the gap of the door and the frame of the car and caught him. Like it was.
Yeah, they thought he was fine as they were rolling. But that, dude, it's funny like how the secrets, how good they are now compared to even then. Because you saw the guys, they all pulled out like Uzis and they're all
Yeah,
like
mini
looking-
Uzis.
Yeah,
Badass,
yeah. And now it's like it's just that they've got the beast in the fucking that the Secret Service special ops guys are going before and like all the stuff that they do now. I mean, shit. If you look at Delta back then, they looked like a bunch of homeless dudes. Now
Yeah.
they're like fucking, you know. So it's funny how special ops and then like that, like they've just learned how to like what
Well,
they've got to do. So
It means, you follow the. You don't have to relearn it, right?
Right.
It's already learned.
Yeah.
You just have to be read in and caught up to speed, and then.
I mean,
learn
look at
more.
like JFK, like rolling around in a friggin'
Yeah.
open top friggin' thing. Like there wasn't a guy next. I mean, it wasn't even close. They had a trail car. Like now, like
Yeah.
that's just yeah. So,
Well, that's. Yeah, well, everything's just a change in ROE, right? So, like the Pope used to ride around an open thing till he got shot at, and then he got
Yep.
the Pope Mobile. Like
Yeah.
so now they put him in a bubble.
yeah.
Now it's like a Catholic snow globe.
Yeah, I'm
Should be shaken.
I'm not a big.
I was waiting for it. I saw you look and you're like,
Anybody?
Come on. I set that
the
up.
Pope went to Greece over the weekend, and he got motherfucked by another Greek Orthodox priest before he went in to talk to the head of the Greek Orthodox Church. So that must have been.
Which is interesting because we had that whole like Pope turnover strictly because the last dude was kind of.
I'm not a big fan of the current Pope. Just because he's pretty left wing, and I'm a Catholic, so I'm not a big. I love John Paul II. I mean, as a Catholic, that was the guy, friggin'.
He was super nice.
Basically friggin' stood up to the Germans, and he stood up to the Soviets.
I'm not read in on my popes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and in the 80s, it was a big deal because you had the Holy Trinity of Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, and John Paul II standing up to the godless hordes of the fucking communist empire. And then, and now it's just like, but the current guy, he's left wing, he's a Jesuit, which that's for the course.
I'm blessed by the Pope.
Were you? I had a medal that my mom got blessed by the Pope. I'm
personally blessed by the Pope.
Yeah.
Really?
Which Pope?
John Paul.
Oh, then let's see. You're all right then.
How did do tell? No
So-
shit, there you were.
That's an interesting story. And I'm not. Justin can verify. He's seen the letter and everything. Like it's.
I've known Jazz for a while. I think it's bullshit. I think it's a forgery. He clearly never met Jazz.
Uh-huh. No. So in a past life, many moons ago, I had a jewelry company, and I was asked by Cardinal Mahoney to make a rosary for Pope John Paul II.
Really?
So I crafted a rosary out of Baltic amber and mother of pearl. Baltic amber can only be found in Poland, which is where John Paul is actually from. Actually almost played for the national soccer team in Poland and the whole 9 yards. One of the most well-traveled popes ever, did more for the children of the world than any pope before him. Really, really good dude. I'm not Catholic. I just want to preface all this with I am not Catholic at all. So it was a shit ton of homework in crafting a rosary for the Pope because
Right.
you kind of don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah.
So it was made and got to be presented to him at the Vatican. And so it was presented to him, and there was 3 copies made. One was presented to him. The other 2 were blessed, and I get to keep one. And I was blessed by the Pope, and then received a letter later, came in this envelope, was not expecting it. And it was just addressed to me, and on the back, it just had the seal of the Vatican open, and opened it up, and it was from the Secretary of State of the Vatican that said, His Holiness greatly appreciates your gift presented to him on this date, and he blesses you and your endeavors. And I have it framed, and it hangs in my office now. But
Oh, that's cool.
I've been blessed by the Pope.
You've been blessed by the Pope. He's a
Yeah.
saint now. So
Yeah.
Saint John.
So yeah. So technically speaking, I've been blessed by a saint. So
I mean,
So
if you're gonna get blessed
that
by
goes to
anybody,
show that goes to show that there's definitely some errors in all religions.
yeah, because if
Like-
I made the cut,
If Jazz made the cut, then there's definitely some. I mean,
man,
you might
no,
you might want to look elsewhere
the
for
house is-
mistakes.
man, as Catholics, we used to get after it, man. I mean, you fucking goddamn fucking Templars and the goddamn Knights of Malta. We used to go after it. Now it's all fucking feed the poor and fucking bullshit.
But I got. So my really good friend of mine, his wife wasn't a huge. I don't think she still is a huge fan of me, but we hang out all the time. She came to my house and it was hanging on my wall.
Yeah.
And she came in and she read it and she looked at me and she goes, "Huh, maybe there's hope for you yet." I was like, "Where's your letter from the Vatican?"
Right.
Like, and I'm fucking.
Is
So,
that like your Uno reverse card when you get to the pearly gates?
Shit, yeah. When I show up and they're like, "We don't know," and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, could you bring the saint out here?"
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He's a saint. Be like, I mean, you're saying your guy's wrong?
"Yo, Johnny P, you want to fucking this is from you, right?" And I'll be like,
Yeah. I mean, of all the
he
guys.
was your representative on Earth. Like, had the big hat, the whole 9 yards. Like,
Got
he
shots.
says I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Like, I get in, right? Be like, these are my buddies from Warfighter. Can you bring them in too?
All my friends are somewhere else. I'm good.
those guys, maybe not. Yeah.
No, like I did a 12-year stretch in Catholic school.
Oh,
I
geez.
could pretty much burn and rape. I'm going to purgatory. I'm never getting in. But at the very least, I've got to like, I'm gonna spend
Can't I
47,000.
can't I plenary indulgence your way out of that?
Dude,
If I like throw enough money at the church, I can buy you out, right? Like, y'all still do
yeah,
that?
we still do that.
So
So
fall back to the lottery winnings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy, myself to heaven.
When we win $1 billion, they're gonna be like, "It's okay, we can save Jim."
If I only had one more dollar, I'm happy. I got a purgatory. Doesn't sound bad. I mean, we made this up.
Let me commission some statues. We'll get Jim at a purgatory.
$20 too much on hookers and blow.
Yeah.
We cannot let you in because you're $20 short.
It's like fucking what's the movie with fucking Liam Neeson? He's the
What's
World
this,
War
ass
II movie.
feelings? What are we?
No,
what are
he
we
pulls the
doing?
ring off and he's like, with this ring, I could save 20 more Jews. Schindler's
Oh,
List.
Schindler's
yeah,
List.
Yeah. Well, yeah, except I'm not. There's nothing you guys have that's going to. But I said 12 years at Catholic school, including 4 years in an all boys private Catholic high school with fucking brothers.
He's still in touch with his boyfriend, by the way.
Yeah, fuck off. We're a fucking sports powerhouse in the state of Massachusetts. Anyway,
Well, it's Father Johnson, right? Aren't you guys still like friends?
Or
Where'd you age out of that?
I don't know. That's why I don't go to school Catholic church anymore because I'm a little pissed at that whole.
No, we're
fucking
the house is pretty much set up now, so we're gonna have the
You're
housewarming
pissed
party.
that it
When you
happened,
come over,
or
I'll
you
show you the
pissed that
letter.
it didn't happen,
He's pissed that it stopped.
right?
being from Massachusetts, so all that shit, everybody laughs about the altar boy shit.
Oh, they
all
were
that
all
shit
over the
happened
place.
happened
Yeah.
in Massachusetts. That's where all this shit, the shit show that is the American Catholic
That's why you
Church.
find so
fucking
many
stopped it.
Massachusetts
So-
priests that are in like Arizona.
Yeah.
So are you butthurt because it happened or because it didn't happen? Huh?
Funny guy. I'm pretty fucking.
Past fifth grade, you're kind of
But yeah, no.
muscle memory.
Right.
No, my old man was never like, "Hey, go be an altar boy." And this is from we like went to church every Sunday, and my mom went to church like 3 days a week. She's fucking Catholic from Ireland, kind of thing.
So did Chris Farley.
Yeah, that was never ever happening. So I think my old man knew back then. But
That's actually true. Go look it up. Chris Farley,
was it
even
altar
after
boy?
getting fucking like hammered and blitzed out of his mind after Saturday Night Live and stuff, was always in mass on Sunday morning.
Well, there's a lot.
I'm
of
not
people-
making that up. That's
I
like
mean, there's a lot of
100%
people.
was always in mass. So, but yeah, when you come to the housewarming party, I'll show you my
Yeah.
letter from the Pope.
Yeah, I've got my St. Christopher's medal that I wore in the invasion and subsequently on my dog tags that was blessed by the Pope. So my mom's like, "You'll be fine." I'm like, "Okay."
I
Look
didn't
at you
realize
now.
that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize the saint
She
thing.
wasn't
Am
till
I
now.
fine? Though, am I?
You're not dead.
You didn't. Well, so
Did you die?
You didn't.
No, I didn't die.
You didn't take a round from an enemy.
Thanks. Fucking, I'm pulling your fucking Christmas gift.
I'll be reunited in the
And
afterlife.
you're gonna
It'll be
like your
fine.
Christmas gift that you were gonna get, but you're not gonna get now.
I'll enjoy it
That's-
for you because I'm blessed by a saint.
He's blessed by
know.
the saint. It's a very Warhammer issue, blessed by the saint. Anyway,
All right. Well, I think this debate's done.
Jesus Christ.
Well, exactly.
God damn it. All right, I'm going to lift my glass. Thank you for being my freedom friends, you fucking heathens.
Oh yes.
In nome Patria et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Yeah, what he said. And remember, 3 little things that we highly encourage around here with the first one.
At this point, I don't know. Drink on?
No, first
Smoke
one.
on?
There you go.
Yeah. Smoke on.
Yeah.
David.
Drink on.
And God damn it, boys.
Freedom
the fuck on.
on.
Go to church, you fucking filthy bastards.
Jesus, you're not even Catholic.
Not even close.